Do you want to give a background on your whereabouts, born, raised, and that whole time span for you? You've already mentioned a few different places, so do you want to just go ahead and just give a brief history to the viewers out there?
I mean, shit, man, I'm from South David Drive, 1300 block, one around Georgia, South Side, you know what I'm saying? You know, North Side made, South Side raised, I out in the street early, you know what I'm saying, trying to run behind my uncle, trying to run behind the outside big brothers, trying to run behind my big brother, And then I ended up moving to the suburbs, being a street kid to moving to the suburbs, trying to adjust to that, you know what I'm saying, being the only black male in my class at certain points. So, then moved to Louisiana. Louisiana was like, I was in the #1 school district. Them kids like that was still gutter. So Louisiana reminded me of where I really came from. And then having to go back to Texas and be in the suburbs again, you know what I'm saying? So it was like a whole lot of adjusting. But I played my part though, you know what I'm saying? Because the people I stayed with like real strict. Like, nigga, you finna stay in your books type shit. So you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really get buck wild again until I was like 17.
Now, just on what you said, there may be some clarification needed because you mentioned Warner Robins, then you said streets to the suburbs, and then you said Louisiana and back to Texas, but you didn't say exactly the initial time you went to Texas.
No, I moved to Texas when I was like 11. Like originally I moved to Texas when I was like 11.
So that's what I mean. Can you just give a brief synopsis on just your upbringing from born to raised and that whole...
I mean, single mama, 3 kids, you know what I'm saying? I was the problem child though, you know what I'm saying? I was always the kid that the neighbors, was calling about school, calling and getting kicked out for the whole year and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I threatened my teacher when I was like 5 years old, made her cry. She took that shit serious. Police pulling up at the house, goddamn. I went from seeing my uncle, goddamn, go through shit. Police came through my house, kicking the door down, from looking for him when I was like 9. I lost my virginity at 9. Goddamn. Shit, like 9 years old, I was wild. Like 9 years old, it was like I was like 20. I was really like living that life, you know what I'm saying? Like really out there to like moving to Texas and like they trying to get me to calm down, like I basically went from living to surviving. I mean surviving to living. You know what I'm saying? Cause like when I was living with my mama, you know what I'm saying, it was a struggle. It might be times where she gonna hand you the key and say, all right, go, here's the key. You know what I'm saying? You gotta walk home from school, let yourself in, you gotta take care of your baby sister and all that. Versus the suburb, you really ain't gotta do shit. They doing your laundry, they cooking for you, you know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? Shit like that. Then Louisiana was fun to hear. I love Louisiana, because like Louisiana, they show love in Louisiana. Like real shit, like I love Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to, another thing that motivated me about that rap shit too, like the barbershop I went at in Louisiana that I talked about, like I don't seen G Money, the real G Money walking that barbershop. I don't seen Kevin Gates walking that barbershop before they made it big. You know what I'm saying? Boosie was already known, but I don't seen G Money when he had the temp fade. You know what I'm saying? I don't seen Kevin Gates when you know what I'm saying, when he just was a street nigga with the dreads. You know what I'm saying? Like Louisiana put me on him too. I mean, I was in alternative school in Louisiana. I got into some trouble out there when I was like 13. But yeah, I remember being on the school bus and, you know what I'm saying, hearing the head to my toe clean for the first time. I know they really introduced me to him, Kevin Gates, you know what I'm saying? But when I moved back to Texas, like, it just went smooth. I moved back to Texas when I was like 15, it just went smooth, you know what I'm saying? So I was about 17, I really got wild. I met a real nigga from Cali that was living with their grandma. And like when they met me, they just took me under their wing, you know what I'm saying? So I treat me like real fam.
What was the name of that barbershop?
I don't even remember. But it was in Baton Rouge though, man. You know what I'm saying? Baton Rouge. The barber that used to cut my hair, his name was Q.
So did he also cut G Money in?
Nah, but they were big figures even then. Like, you know what I'm saying? G Money had goals and his mouth back then. You know what I'm saying? Like the 2 goals on the side, he had it in his mouth back then. You know what I'm saying? Time he walked in the barbershop, they was already, they go this badass nigga now. You know what I'm saying? You know, he came in like he bitch standing up tall ass nigga, like, you know what I'm saying?
So G Money and Kevin they went to the same barbershop as you,
Yeah.
but they had a different barber than you.
I mean, I'm not sure, cause like I seen them on 2 different occasions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I ain't really get my haircut like every week. You know what I'm saying? I got like every 2 weeks, so I couldn't tell you, like, I never seen them in the barbershop together.
You gave a description on G Money when he arrived at the barbershop, but what about Kevin Gates back then?
I mean, Kevin was a bit tall, chubby ass nigga with dread, had the hat tall, it turned to the side and shit. Always had a little cup in his hand. You know what I'm saying? He came in, you know, so he walked in, everybody stopped what they doing. So yeah, real street nigga.
Now, can you just clarify one more time? Okay, born in Warner Robins.
Yeah.
When you mentioned street and suburbs, that was all part of Warner Robins?
Hell no.
Okay, so yeah, just say
Nah,
the area and the age. Just give the history of born and raised. Just
okay. I was born and raised in I was born and raised. So I was like 11 in Warner Robins. I was like Warner Robins was like straight up the street. You had you had the north and you had the south. I came up on that north as a little kid, but like once I got older, like 5, 6, we moved to the south side, and like that became my stomping ground. Running from Hartley Avenue to the Grove, down the Rainbow Park, goddamn, like just being in that area, going all the way towards Quarter Road, the Robin Landings and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's been around that area. You feel me? Coming up and, you know, in that Vicky Lynn area on the north side, like that's like, you know, it was real street. Versus when I moved to the Burbs, like when I moved to Texas, that's where the Burbs start. When I moved to Little Inn, Texas. Like it's like an outskirt of Dallas. That's where the Burbs start. And like people out there, I couldn't really relate to the, you know what I'm saying, the preppy kid, cause like we from a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Like I was smashing it. Like I moved out there at 11. By 9 years old, I was already poking. I already done tried blunts. I already done tried looking in my cup, lean, pills. I already done tried all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Them kids, they was kids. I was on some grown man shit at that time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
okay. And then after, okay, so you mentioned Warner Robins, that was till 11.
Yeah.
And then that was Texas.
Yeah.
And then I think you said 13 to Louisiana.
Yeah.
And then maybe 14, 15 back to, this time, McKinley, Texas.
And McKinney.
McKinney, Texas.
That was Mo3 from.
And then what happened after that? Fill in the,
I mean, shit, graduated high school, moved back to Georgia, tried to hop back in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
What age was the Georgia move?
19.
Okay.
I was 19.
And we'll stop it right there.
Yes or no?
Now, are you able to take the viewers back to the time you lost your virginity at the age of 9?
Yeah. Shit.
How did that happen? Why did that happen at that age?
I mean, shit, I saw my first porno when I was like 5. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mean to see it, you know what I'm saying? I was, you know, we ain't had cable back then, but we had bootleg movies, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up watching the Hustle and Flows, the Boys in the Hoods, all on bootleg. I just happened to go in my mama's room one day and got down, get a plain white DVD, pull it in, and shit, be in that bitch, bouncing ass. And shit, I got excited, goddamn. And then I went from all the way. That opened my mind up. So when I turned 9 years old, like the girl that fucked me was like 15. So you know what I'm saying? That was my partner, big sister type shit. You know what I'm saying? So she used to goddamn fuck a nigga. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't get pregnant, so you know it was shit. That shit went on until I started busting nuts.
So did she initiate the moment you lost your virginity?
Yeah.
Did she initiate that, or you initiated that?
I mean, I always used to flirt with her and goddamn squeeze on her ass and shit. So that probably was like, you know, this nigga know what he doing type shit. So, shit, gave it a try.
What do you make of that now, looking back at that age gap? She was 15, you were 9.
I mean, I would let it happen to my son right now, but you gotta think I ain't had no father figure around me to say nigga that wrong. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I look up to my uncle. Like, my uncle showed me my first robe when I was like 7. So, you feel me? Like, you know, my uncle, it was the street, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit was normal in the street. You feel me?
Do you feel at all, and again, this is just looking back at how everything's played out.
Yeah.
Do you feel like she took advantage of you at that age of 9 when she was 15? Do you feel like she was predatory?
Nope. I mean, I feel like that now. Back then, bro, like I was happy to be doing that shit. Like I remember being in school and looking forward to getting out of school just so I could go over there. You hear me? It just came with it. You feel me? Like growing up and getting to live the best of both worlds. Like you got kids that was brought up in the birds, and you got kids that brought up in the streets. I ain't choose that lifestyle. That lifestyle chose me. So I mean, it came with it.
Back then, at the age of 9, were you the youngest sexually active back then in that area?
Nah. I mean, like the whole neighborhood. Like I probably it wasn't too many kids that was out there fucking teenage girls, but like motherfuckers getting active for sure. Like, my big brother was poking shit.
So what age, if you weren't the youngest at 9 back then, what age did you know of
shit,
boys having sex at?
Shit, yeah,
8 years old, 7 years old?
I mean, shit, they were doing something, yeah.
Did she know you were a virgin at the time?
I don't know.
Or did you play it off like
I mean,
you weren't a virgin, like this was something that you were already doing to her?
I mean, I didn't really have to do much. I just sat back, relaxed, keep my feet up.
Was it spontaneous? Was it planned?
Nah, like I don't know what she had going on. I just remember like spending the night over there at my partner's house and goddamn he going to sleep early and me being up, she coming downstairs and it went from there.
Did you end up getting her pregnant at some point?
See, once I turned 12, she did oral when I turned 12, and I bust my little fur little, you know what I'm saying? And then that's when she was like, I can't do it no more, because you busting nuts now, so type shit.
Now, previously you mentioned you do have a child.
Mm-hmm.
What age were you, and this is your only child, what age were you when you became a father?
24.
Now, what do you make of that? The fact that you were having sex at the age of 9, but didn't have your first child till the age of 24. Did you think at some point between that time span, you might have been a teen dad at some point, the way that trajectory was going, starting at 9 years old?
I mean, that's probably why God just took me away from their environment and moved me to some building. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I could be dead right now. I could be doing life right now. You know, so you feel me?
And just for context, before you do become a father, first-time father at the age of 24, had you gotten females pregnant prior to that?
Not that I know of. They ain't calling me with.
Anything else on this topic of losing your virginity, being sexually active at that age at 9?
Say it again.
Is there anything else on this topic? Anything you weren't asked people may want to know about that whole experience there?
About losing my virginity at 9?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing really to it. Shit, like, you know, shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shit, I mean, if I had a father figure in the house, then shit probably would have went different. You know, but the thing is, my mom was always working. You know what I'm saying? You told her, when you get out of school, bring your ass home, come get your sister, lock the door, you know what I'm saying? Open the door for nobody, but there'll be time when my sister be with her dad. You know what I'm saying? So I got the house to myself. And my big brother, being, you know, he doing his own little thing. You know what I'm saying? Like shit.
And speaking of your mother, did she ever catch you watching porn at that age or ages at that point of your life? Or did she know you were sexually active that young at the age of 9?
She didn't know I was sexually active, but she caught me, the first time we got cable, I ruined it. Because I had ordered Playboy. And like, yo, I had ordered Playboy when I was like 9 years old. I ordered Playboy. And got down, then went to watching this shit. And my sister's daddy came in the house and called me. When he called me though, Like I ain't know he was bringing my sister home. He had the key to the house at the time, so he ended up coming in. I turned the TV off real fast, and I guess he caught on to it, or I don't know what I guess he was trying to watch TV and stuff. He turned it on, and it was a video going. He was like, "Man, Mookie, what the hell?" And I was like, "Yeah." So heart dropped and shit. I finna get my ass towed up.
And just for clarification, that white DVD.
Yeah.
You had no idea there was porn on that DVD at the time.
Hell no.
You just were curious and just popped it in, or you thought it was something else?
I thought Kyle trying to watch Menace to Society.
But, you thought it was a bootleg movie?
I thought it was a bootleg movie. I tried to watch Menace to Society. That's my favorite movie when I was around the age 5 years old. So yeah, I was trying to watch that shit. But then, shit, it popped up and it said Florida Freaks and it said Prayer Play. I hit play and shit.
Who do you think that belonged to?
Probably my mom, shit. People got needs, man. Shit.
Okay, anything else on this topic at all?
Hell nah, shit, it just, it just, man, I was a kid that, I was, a single parent kid, man. Ain't too much a single parent could do, so, you feel me, like, and your dad ain't around to really, like, string you out, so you know what I'm saying?
But once again, looking at how everything played out, if you could do it all over again, what would you have done different, if anything?
I wouldn't change a damn thing. Cause like that shit, it was meant to be. Like, I don't came this far.
Okay, well, that's the interview there. Let me ask you our goodbye segment here.
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Yeah.
Before this interview ends, is there anything else you were not asked, fans want to know, people want to know? Is there anything else you want to address while you're here? Anything else you didn't get a chance to mention you'd like to mention now?
I mean, shit, man, I'm on my grind, stay tuned, reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? For the Bootses and the 50 cents and the goddamn, reach out to me. You hear? Reach out to me. Rainwater, reach out to me. White 100, reach out to me. You hear me? Reach out to me. Talk some business. You know what I'm saying? That's all, really. And I got more shit coming. For sure.
How can any of these people reach you?
You can hit me up on IG, man. Everything Mooke23. Mooke23. That's MOOKE 23. It's all together. You can't forget that shit. MOOKE 23. Yeah.
What's the significance of 23?
I was born June 23rd. And like my favorite rapper at the time, you know what I'm saying? When I really hopped the industry with jaydayoungan. He really I was on his shit for real.
Have you ever had a chance to meet him?
Yeah, nah, it fucked me up when he died though.
What about Rainwater? What about Whack? Have you ever had a chance to meet either of these two?
Nah, but Rainwater was Mooke23, I think, manager at the time. So like I said, Mooke23 come from McKinney. Like he originally come from McKinney. So seeing him go from McKinney to like getting out there with Dallas artists from McKinney artists don't really do that. You know what I'm saying? So like yeah, like if you can make that shit happen with Mooke23, then like show me something. And Whack 100, like I'll be following him on the Clubhouse and like he hustling and shit, like with Blueface and all that. So
yeah. What's your screen name on Clubhouse?
Mooke23.
And do you participate in conversations on Clubhouse, or are you just listening?
I just listen. I just be listening.
Anything else, and not just on that specifically, but generally speaking here? Any loose ends you want to tie from this interview with the previous topics you were asked? Anything unspoken you want to speak on? Anything that needs further clarification from what was said in this interview?
As far as the Virginity shit, I was 9 years old, I ain't know no better. You know what I'm saying? And the street shit, you know what I'm saying? The suburb, you know what I mean? Like I got the best of both worlds, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dude, you know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? Like, single mama, like, I don't want her to feel like watching the interview, she gonna feel like, well, damn, you had to do what you had to do. You know what I mean? Pay these bills, so of course I'm gonna get asked.
Any final words?
Mooke23, motherfucker.